Some sweet, sweet goodness right here. A little Gansett. You know what they say, a Gansett a day keeps the demons away? I'm not too sure. Folks, welcome back to the wise and illustrious Sammy Hutt show. Something, still haven't figured out a title for the name of the show. Kinda weird doing this. We're recording? Yeah, we're recording. Everything looks good. Yeah, I don't know. What's new? What's happening? Guess we'll do a little recap from what happened last episode. Let's turn up my little mixer here. Yeah, here we go. I can hear myself a little bit better now. Yeah, it was kind of weird playing with the audio earlier. I hope this actually sounds decent in the final production. But yeah, I don't know. Let's recap from the last episode. Yeah, last episode I was kind of talking about. Oh, you know what? It's kind of bright in here. We're gonna fix that real quick. Fuck. All right. Hold up. Okay. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. That's better. All right. Recap. Pretend I opened the can. All right, here we go. Welcome back, guys. The Sammy Hutt show, something. I don't really have a title yet for this. Yeah, I don't know. What's new? What's happening? A lot of stuff's going on in my life. A lot of new things. A lot of developments. That's what's cool about being young. Everything's a new development, right? You know, new issues, new problems. You know, maybe being young isn't that great. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, last time we talked, I was kind of talking about my life, talking a lot about my thoughts on what's going on in today's world with just work and trying to make $1. Can I hold a 5? Can someone let me hold a 5? Yeah, I felt like I was bashing on STEM a little bit, and I just want to say something. I wasn't actually bashing on STEM. Like, we actually do need STEM. We need the scientists. We need the smarty pants. We need the engineers who make my life terrible. We need those guys. Like, I wouldn't want to be a STEM guy. I'm not a STEM guy, you know. I'm more of a roots guy, not really a STEM. I'm a roots and I'm a leaf guy, but no, I mean, we actually do need skilled engineers, skilled scientists, skilled mathematicians for whatever they do to actually hold down the fort. And so let me rephrase. I'm not like trying to bash on them. I'm just saying STEM isn't for everyone. It's for some people and we need them. God bless them, you know, but it's just really not for everyone, in my opinion. And that's what it is, though, you know? It's something. It's definitely something. It's just I think a lot of people are pushed into it, and they really shouldn't be getting pushed into it, you know? Like I know a couple of my buddies who went to college for sort of like a STEM, like, I don't even thing degree. A couple of my buddies went to, and they ended up dropping out completely because it wasn't for them. And, you know, they wasted time, they wasted money, they wasted effort. I would use my last finger, but then, you know, I'd drop the whole can of beer. But it's just not for everyone. And that also goes with trade work. Yeah, now trade work, I was hyping it a lot yesterday. Trade work's good and trade work's available, but it's not meant for everyone. Some people just have soft hands, and no matter how rough you try and get them, they're just going to stay velvety, all right? It is what it is, you know? It's grueling hours sometimes. The work can be grueling depending on what you do. The money might be there, but it really just isn't meant for everyone. And that's what it is, you know? That's what life is, though. Life isn't really just one big, this is the road you go down, do it. No. We all have our own different talents and traits and skills for each individual person. So don't let anyone try and sway you on what they think the right choice is, but rather you need to think about what your right choice is, you know? There's no really other way to describe it. It's just you gotta figure out what you like, what you're good at, what you can do, and what you're willing to learn and what you're willing to deal with. Let me tell you though, if you want good money, it usually requires fucking tough hours, and that's what it is. You know, there's no way around it. Besides, I don't know, gambling, winning the lottery, other vices. Oh shit. Sorry about the ear rape you guys are probably getting. I refuse to have a pop filter. Fuck that. Maybe next episode we'll get one. I'm not too sure yet. Still figuring it out. Figuring out what I want to do. How I want to go around this podcast. Added some new LED lights above. You can't really see them. Sorry, it was just my dad texting me. Yeah, you can't really see them, but they're for me. It's cool. We're figuring it out, you know. I don't know what this podcast is gonna be. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't really know who I am, to be honest. I'm crazy, but nonetheless, here we are. Yeah. Oh man, what's new? What's going on? I don't know. I kind of want to go back to that trade thing though. I was at a little family party recently. Just talking to some of the people, and they're telling me, I think I talked about this the other day, last episode, about how some of them just aren't able to find jobs. And a couple of them even told me, you know, I should have gone into the trades, I should have done this, I should have done that. No, they're not built for it. That's what it is. Some people are just not built for it. I mean, it's like me with... Could you imagine a guy with my face doing STEM work? You know, like... I mean, design a rocket or a fucking type of program out, bro. Yo, that shit would crash immediately. Yeah, it's really not meant for everyone. It's meant for certain people, but it is what it is. You got to figure it out. All right, what's new? What's new in my life? I don't know. I need a new car. That's kind of a headache. Don't know if I want to do a down payment or if I want to try and buy in full yet. Thankful I have the options at least. The car market's kind of rough around here in the States, at least. It's brutal because I feel like a lot of, like, I'm blue collar. I'm an electrician. You know, I do that type of work, and it's just crazy how expensive these new trucks are, and how the truck market in general is just insane. And that's because everyone and their mom sees a truck and thinks it's reliable. Not true. Bad on gas, heavy, a lot of weight to deal with. I don't know. It's kind of brutal. And then you got all these like white collar guys who buy trucks, just upping the price for them. And also, all these trucks are fucking land ships. Like, why can't I get a mini truck? You know, what happened to the mini truck series? The S10s, the old Toyota fucking Tacomas when they were smaller. I don't know. Fucking something with Nissan probably had one, which was probably shit. But it's just kind of brutal with the market. And apparently, from what I heard online, is that like the foreign industry is like insane for how like ridiculously cheap you could get a truck or a car or whatever you really want. Probably better tech, I suppose. But yeah, no, they got the U.S. market on lockdown. There's just nothing you can really do about it. I don't know. I kind of wish I learned mechanics more growing up. Mechanics is like a good skill to have if you like cars, you know, because if not, you're spending out the ass on trying to just get something built. I don't know, trying to, like, it costs money. Like, I'm a little bit handy, right? So I'm able to kind of salvage what I need for my current car. Like, I had one time, probably about a year or two ago, I was driving through Roxbury in Boston, heading home from an open mic. And some nitwit fucking crashed into a street pole. He was okay, but the street pole fell on the ground completely, and I ran straight over it in my, sedan. Destroyed my, not undercarriage, but the skid pad. I think it's called like the mud pad, skid pad or something underneath the car. And I talked to my mechanic, and he told me, yeah, you're going to have to get a new front bumper. I said, okay. I ended up buying one online. Not the bumper, but the actual pad itself, the thing that goes underneath the car to protect your car from like salt and rust and crap. And I just drilled a couple of holes in my old bumper, and I just zip tied up the thing. You know, that only cost me like $90 and like 2 hours worth of work versus how much for a new bumper, you know, like $1,500 for a new bumper. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's ridiculous. No, it's absolutely brutal trying to deal with I thought I had my phone on D&D. Do not disturb. It's absolutely brutal though on car prices these days and how much you're paying, and like trucks especially. You know, you can't find a good truck for under $15K. You got to pay $20K at least for something decent. And that's just like already expensive. I mean, if you could shell at $20K, you might as well just pay $30K for something even better. Fucking new trucks are like $40K basically, 40 to 50. I mean, it's just a nightmare. I don't know. Probably gonna end up getting some type of compact SUV or something, something reliable for right now. Not really looking to upgrade, really looking to do a sidestep, save my money. Rather pay in full than do down payments, just so I don't have to ever worry about, like, you know, not working and I'm making payments on shit. Rather save my own skin. All right, what else is new? What else is going on? Sorry, I didn't realize my fucking setup was on. Fucking a mess. You know, last episode I was talking a lot about like the shorts, the clips, where kind of like the industry is right now with like definitely comedy and online stuff with all that stuff. And speak of the devil, 2 weeks later, I believe it's the ChatGPT developers came out with a new thing, Sora 2. Yeah, no joke. They came out with a brand new AI visual model where now you could type in a prompt and it'll show you probably the best. Like imagine what it was back in like 2023 with AI videos. It was all like, it was terrible looking. It was all grainy. Shapes were out of proportion. Now everything almost looks too real. It's getting there. It's happening. I told you guys, it's going to happen at some point. The shorts and the clips aren't sustainable. It's, for one, it's kind of like a gimmick, I think. Like, you do one thing and one thing only. You're practically a gimmick comic at that point. I do think, though, I think I mentioned this last episode too, though some creators, some comics out there, not stand-ups, but just comics out there, like Churdley's, for example. Churdley's produces new types of shorts every time he posts. It's always something a little bit different, something a little bit fresh. I like that. That's actually good. I think he understands the game. He's ahead of the game for sure. And his crew too. I don't actually know his crew, but I've seen him before on the same videos, and they're definitely ahead of the game when it comes down to it. But a lot of these guys, you know, the normies, guys in my range of the field who do comedy, stand up at least, and just other online comedians in general, they just, you know, they stay to like the one format of this one character or this one gimmick that they do. And look what just happened. Look what just appeared. Sora 2. Yeah, that's going to be crashing down in the next 5 years when Sora 3, Sora 4 comes out. Can't even tell what's fake or what's real anymore. Yeah, these videos I saw, I mean, they were fucking funny too. I saw one, it was Stephen Hawking doing a entering the half pipe, doing like a full 360 flip in the air and crashing down. And I'm not gonna, it just goes to show, like, dude, eventually when it gets to that point where it's just so realistic, you could probably type in prompts, somehow have Sora 2 pick up your own face or someone else's face, and then put it in there, and then have that AI do the whole clip video. I don't know, maybe that's the future of it all, right? Maybe it's not actually clips are dying, but rather the style of clips that are coming out. I don't know. I don't hate on it. You know, I'm not like a big hater. I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't know. I'm not trying to call it slop. I mean, some shit can be really funny with it, but I think when you try and mix stand-up and clips together, it's just kind of not the same, because stand-up comedy is a style of comedy where you can't really do a full gimmick anymore. I mean, you can do a gimmick. I don't really know a lot of gimmick comics, but like, I guess you can do a gimmick, but it just doesn't last long, you know? There's no real, I don't know, when you're stuck to just one topic, you kind of box yourself into that thing, you know, and that's kind of an issue. I don't know, though. I don't know what the future holds with comedy like that. Excuse me. I think Sora 2 is definitely going to be a game changer for what it is. I think it's kind of like the step. It's the future of what the shorts might be. Is a lot of. I'm sure you guys have seen them too. I've seen a ton of just like terrible famous figures doing just the craziest shit online, and it's blowing up because of how crazy it is. I mean, it's just so ludicrous on what you see now for it all. All right, prepare for some ear rape. I'm just gonna raise the mic. Sorry. All right. Second episode. Give me a break, guys. I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, I hope the audio's sounding good right now. Fucking everything's still recording. We'll see. I could always fix it in production post, I think. Maybe we'll turn it up a little bit more. There we go. Hopefully I'm not ear raping anyone right now. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just doing it. It's not like I got anything better to do, really, besides electrical work. That's what I could do, but I feel like I'd regret more not doing this right now, while I at least can before I get older and I have responsibilities and stuff going on. I'd rather try and chase the dream, you know? I mean, that's what, like, America's known for. The American dream. Chase your dream. Try and figure it out. How do I become successful? I think a lot of people forget, though, that 99% fail. That's what it is. You know? There is no... Like you hear about the stories about people who... Well, it used to be. I don't really know what the deal is. What's the normie now? What's the norms now? But you'd hear stories about people who would go to... I'm going to go to L.A., become a famous movie star, and live my dreams. And then they're homeless, shooting heroin in their leg or something. You know, it's an all too common tale, but... No, I think the American dream is a little bit different now. I think a lot of it is definitely, it's still kind of the same as what it was, starting your own company, doing your own thing, not having to have the government or someone else really shut down your ideas, or it's being restricted because of XYZ reason. Like some stuff in Europe probably is, I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, I would regret not doing this right now if I went to do something else. And I'm happy, you know, and that's what it is. What else are we talking about today? I don't know. The clip game. I think that's going to be game changing again. Sorry, I'm just looking at oh yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, apparently I have a little sticky note. It's not really. I'm not afraid to show it. I don't really write down actual notes. I just write down some ideas I want to talk about. Second episode. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, I guess Hollywood's now kind of nervous too about all the Sora 2 stuff. Worried about losing their jobs and this and that, and I don't know. You know, I don't know how I feel about that. Because on the one part, I do feel that that sort of feeling of like worrying about having to lose your job to someone or something else. For them, I guess it'd be technology. For me, it would, you know. It would be a certain type of person who would take my job. But, you know, I get it, though. I don't want to see people lose their jobs and lose their passions. But at the same time, you got to remember it's Hollywood people. So, yeah, where's the sympathy? I don't know. I got my LED lights on like a flashing mode. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll figure it out later. But, yeah. No, I don't know how I feel about it. It's, no, I do know how I feel. It's not good to lose your jobs. I'm not saying everyone should be I mean, I'm certain jobs probably would be easier if they had like AI help and stuff like that. I don't know. I think there needs to be maybe regulations or something so people all don't go jobless. Because then, you know, there's that whole issue about like universal basic income and this and that, and like what's going to happen when AI takes over every job. How will people survive? How will the population sustain? It's a good question, and it's definitely, I think, not good for people to lose jobs in certain fields that made them happy before. I don't know. I'm not saying everyone deserves to be paid $1 gazillion for doing some job, you know. Like you hear about those people at Google, right, who are get paid like $800K a year to not do anything, because apparently they're so skilled, they're so big brained that Google doesn't want them going to some other company to work for someone else. And that's like insane. But I get it. Like, if these are the people who could create Sora 2, I don't know. I feel like Google's GPT fucking sucks. Their AI fucking blows, but I don't know why they're paying them that much. But no, I think maybe a way to actually prevent job loss in certain fields would maybe be regulations. I don't really know what kind of regulations. I don't really know what prepare for ear rape. That wasn't too bad, I hope. Yeah, certain regulations. I don't really know which kind of regulations. I'm not a politician. I'm a half-brained electrician and a shitty stand-up comedian. But I think there needs to be certain regulations so people don't lose their jobs to AI, and, you know, what happens when they can't pay the bills. Universal basic income. Yeah, what happens when people only have free time? Let me ask you that. Now, I about a year or two ago, I was playing this game. It's called Cyberpunk 2077. It's based off this novel called Neuromancer, roughly. But specifically in the video game Cyberpunk, there's a big theme of a lot of just people loitering around the city, almost unemployed, just hanging out. And it makes you wonder, why do these video games, stuff like this, why is there all these like gangs hanging around just doing nothing with their time? Well, if there's a lack of jobs and there's nothing else to do and you're just collecting money, what else are you gonna do with your time? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying people are all of a sudden gonna become like common criminals, but I mean, if you take a look at like certain, I don't want to say demographics, just certain like areas in the world where there's just no work available, like what ends up happening? Like isn't there like a high crime rate or something? I'm not too sure, but I don't think people are just gonna stay inside all day and fucking jerk off and play video games and fucking all this other stuff. No, I think I think what ends up happening is when you give people too much free time, it might cause actual issues. Like, I think a lot about think about like COVID during the lockdown of 2020, what people were doing in their free time, like literally, you know, protesting, which is, that's fair. But also there's just a lot of shenanigans going on too. A lot of stuff. I don't know. It's not good to give someone too much free time. I think they talk about that in the Bible. I'm not too sure. I'm not really religious myself, but I don't really think it's a good thing to let people just sit around all day and do nothing and collect money. I don't know. People need to live. People need to make sure, they can support themselves, put food on the table, have a retirement, take care of their families, stuff that's important to them, communities. I think that's very important, having that sort of aspect. But what happens when you give someone too much free time on their hands, especially young men, bro, like guys my age? I keep myself busy. I definitely do. I think because of stand-up's the reason why I'm still on the righteous path of not getting in trouble with the law and not fucking up my life very much, is because I wake up every day and, work's work, but at least I have stand-up to go to, and I have that sort of visual practice. Some people, it's video games like World of Warcraft. Some people really dive deep into it. Some people, it's art, like painting, drawing. Some people, it's movies. But to a certain point, a lot of these people who are working, I mean, it's sort of like the it makes it all the more sweeter, right? Like if you do a hard day's worth of work, you earned your money in a fair way, in a good way, without causing any issues, nothing illegal, good work, hard work. You come home and you get to enjoy the savors of it all the more. Versus you're a fucking at-home NEET doing nothing all day, and those sweet, sweet rewards all of a sudden become plain to you. What ends up happening? Those guys get into chat rooms, shit starts getting spread around online. It's in my eyes, it's nothing really good. So going back to my main point about Hollywood and stuff, I don't know. I don't think these guys should be losing their jobs. I think there really should be a way to incorporate AI into their production. Oh, sorry about the ear rape. Every time I feel like I hit my mic, I'm probably ear raping everyone. Yeah, no, these guys in Hollywood, I don't know what the right answer is. I know a lot of these guys are pricks. A lot of these people out there are fucking tools probably because they're in Hollywood, but I don't know. I don't think people should really be losing all their jobs to AI. I don't know. Maybe some factory workers, if people who like Amazon warehouses, I get, and I'm not saying they should lose their jobs and be unemployed, but I'm saying like if there is a way to get those people employed into more fields that we need right now, that way they can have a more fulfilling life and a life that has meaning versus, put my hair combs into the box and then ship it out, please. People shouldn't have to be, not being able to take bathroom breaks to stay employed. People should be people shouldn't have to be skipping lunch breaks to be able to feed their families. It's just not right. The 8-8-8 schedule, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of play, 8 hours of sleep. And that 8-8-8 shouldn't be 8 hours of work where, you have to suffocate yourself and maybe do a 10-6-6 or something, or like a 12-6-6 where you have to work 12 hours, 0 hours of play and a little bit of sleep to support your family. It's just, I don't know. I think there's a way to go around it. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. And I definitely think right now we're in that in between of trying to figure it out. I'm just worried that if AI takes too many jobs, there could definitely be a social issue about not enough people working and being employed. And that also caused an issue for me. I'm an electrician, but I do residential stuff. Like I work in people's houses. What happens when people can't afford to hire an electrician to come over, Like there's certain things people can get away with without fixing, like certain outlets and stuff. Obviously, like their fridge, their heat, et cetera, but it's just bad for business for everyone when mass people are unemployed, and it's just tough. It's just a tough situation. I'm more worried about us heading towards like a cyberpunk neuromancer future where in the future it's just not mass unemployment, but just a lot of these people who collect basic income don't end up working and just loiter and cause social issues, maybe start committing crimes because they're so bored. I don't know. I don't read the future. I wear a clown nose for fun. That's my thing. I'm going to be a clown someday. Yeah. I don't know. Not really. I don't want to be a clown. Yeah, the videos are crazy, though. The Sora 2 videos are pretty insane. I have no idea how long I've been recording for. Fucking... Oh, shit. Well, there goes one thing. It was a Mad Magazine poster. 28 minutes so far. 28 minutes on the clock. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. By the way, I don't actually have proper holding picture frames. I'm just using wire to hold my shit up. Supposed to be a Mad magazine. My dad gave me this one. It's from the 80s. It's pretty cool. And that's another thing too, right? Like we talk a lot about how AI might take over Hollywood and the industry, but what about like actual real ideas, Like where do these, like, what happens when we run out of ideas? That's my thing. I mean, you can't have AI create everything, right? Like raw inspiration, raw ideas. That's what makes it so human about us, is that we create these ideas. And I think if we use AI to help actually develop it, it can make things a lot cooler in some ways, It can make things a lot more interesting. I think this will hold. Let's try it out now. No, maybe it won't hold. I was watching Big Trouble in Little China recently. Good fucking movie. And it's just so... Let's see if I can get this to hold. All right, I think that's good. I think we're back. We're so back. All right. Yeah, I was watching Big Trouble in Little China with a buddy of mine over the weekend. And the movie itself is almost like a clusterfuck, but it's just so well produced and the story is just so well written where it's like it's not a complete clusterfuck, but it's just so crazy because the plot just keeps going and going and going, and you have no idea what the hell's going on half the damn time. It's just wait, what's going on now? Wait, what's happening? And that movie is something truly human made. It's not AI can't really recreate that. The only way AI could recreate that would be is if it copied John Carpenter's work, like fully copied the ideas and premises. And that's kind of the issue. My issue with AI is that it can't create anything original. It gets all its inspiration by humans. So in a way, I mean, I guess you could say like a lot of people get inspiration by other people, but AI can't fully develop its own ideas yet. I don't know. I just think we shouldn't be outsourcing everyone's jobs to AI. You know, it's a tough one. I mean, even truck drivers, like you hear about truck drivers living rough lives, and I agree. But like, if you enjoy the profession and like you really like sightseeing like that, and maybe if they made it easier for truck drivers, you know, like maybe if there was better truck stops, better luxuries for them, I just really think like if you could improve a truck driver's life rather than replace it, I think that's the solution. Because not everyone is fit for a workplace. You know, not everyone is meant for an office job. Not everyone is meant for STEM. Not everyone is meant for the trades. You know, there's certain fields that people are meant for. But at the same time, you know, you're looking at in today's modern future where it's like we almost live in like a neo-feudalism era of like people make a living somehow out of door dashing and really working jobs that, not saying they don't have meaning, but jobs that don't have a bigger purpose rather than your job is just to deliver food. You're a glorified delivery driver. I don't know. I guess you could say truck driving's glorified shipping. I don't know. It's not really glorified. It's actually a hard job if you look into it. Long hours on the road, away from family. You're not cooking in your own kitchen at night, you know. You're stuck to whatever you have in the truck. I got a buddy of mine who's a truck driver. He has some interesting stories. Definitely an interesting career, but yeah, he likes it, so it shouldn't be replaced, you know. Like people talk about we got to replace this and that. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we should, you know. I don't know if that's the solution to it all, is replacing the jobs that we think are bad. Maybe some people like those jobs. I'll tell you one thing. I like working alone. You know, that's kind of a weird thing, right? Like you hear people always talk about in like offices how we got to work as a group, work as a team. Fuck you, dude. Get the fuck out of my face. I'd rather just be by myself, get the job done properly because I know I'm doing it. It makes my life a lot easier. I do a good job at it. I know I do a good job. And I don't know. It's just not meant for everyone, you know? It's working in groups, working solo. I mean, you could even work in groups in the trades, but I just prefer to work solo because I just don't like dealing with the people in the field. It's the weird thing about trade work, you know? It's that, especially in New England, I mean, for the past 20 years, STEM has been promoted, so look who's in the trades, you know? Maybe we got some good veterans, God bless their souls, and maybe we got some shitheads that just couldn't hold, you know, aren't meant for school, which is fair, but they're shitheads. And no one else is going to do the work. We're at 33 right now. What else is going on? I don't know. I found out about what spicy books are. Woman porn. What the fuck, dude? I remember like 2 years ago, I started going on dates with chicks. I was dating a lot more back then. And I remember one of these dates, I asked this girl what she was into. And she told me she's into reading spicy books. And now at the time, young 22, 21-year-old me had no idea what that was. And I look back at it now and I just think to myself, what a fucking freak. Like, could you imagine if I told a chick, what do I like to do during my, during a first date? What are your hobbies, Sam? Oh, I like watching porn. Like, what? It would fucking dash it right out the door. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I guess spicy books is woman porn. I don't know. I guess it hits emotionally for them. For guys, it's visually. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know any dudes who jerk off to books. Guess you could say people used to jerk off to magazines, but that was still visuals, right? Like Playboy. I had a Playboy magazine in the last episode. People would tell you they read Playboy for the articles. Yeah, okay. They probably did. Some probably did. I have to tell you one thing. When I was checking out those old Playboys, I was actually reading the articles. It's kind of weird, right? Reading old Playboy articles in the magazine. But it's like, it's a time capsule, though. It's a time capsule of what history was back then. Like, how did you get your corn? Let's call it that, corn, so I don't have to censor everything in this episode. How did you get your corn? Yeah, I used to read it. What? Yeah, it's weird. Let's pop us in and lock in real quick. That sweet, cool mint. Yeah, reading porn. I don't know. I get it, though. I mean, if you're deep into thought, I'm sure that, like, probably gets to you, right? Like, when I I don't want to get too personal here about it, but, like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird topic for me to talk about in the second episode of the podcast, how I watch porn. I don't know. I try and stay away from the website sometimes. I think it's not good for my brain. Kind of rots it. It's kind of like watching shit posts online. It's probably not the healthiest thing to enjoy. Not saying it's a bad thing. I just don't understand it enough. I think the real solution is actually finding a partner, finding a real relationship, finding love. But in today's world of materialism and seeing how other people are killing it online, and then you're here making your own podcast and your own makeshift studio, doing stand-up comedy in your free time because that's what wakes you up in the morning. Yeah, that's a tough one, trying to find true love. But you know what? That's what it is, though. These are the dice that are handed to you. Now you got to play it. Ugh. Yeah, I think I might write my own spicy novel. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I'm like, I was reading about how, like, some of these spicy novels are based in, like, fantasy settings, and, like, it's really graphic shit they talk about. And I'm not gonna lie, I played a few D&D games. I actually I hosted a D&D session before, dude, and I wrote my own story with it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. If this is what women are into, I think I could cook something up special. I think the tough part about it is gonna be actually figuring out how to get that, like, emotional status for it. Like it can't just be like fantasy and sex. That's basically like a man's novel. What about how do you hit the emotions with it? Like the female emotions. I talked to one of my buddies about it. She was very non-descriptive about it because it was probably weird for her. And truth be told, it probably is kind of weird because, like I said, spicy novels is woman porn. So I don't know. When I say spicy novels, I don't even think about it like that. I just think, oh, it's a fucking book about maybe, I don't know, a chick fucking a manticore or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never read one. I guess maybe my first step to write a spicy novel would be to, like, pick up one. Maybe I could Spark Notes it, right? Maybe I could Spark Notes a fancy novel, a spicy novel, and figure out what really gets it to tingle these ladies, I don't know. It's interesting, though. I wonder how much money you could actually make from making a successful spicy novel. Good question. Yeah, I've been sobering up from the weed a little bit more. I think that might have to do with the way I'm thinking lately. A little bit schizophrenic, Yeah, it's weird. Leaning off weed, it kind of gets your mind flowing again, ideas going more. I think the older I get, the more I'm going to lean off it a little bit. It's just shit's getting more real day by day, more problems occurring. I need a new car. Got to maintain the job. Trying to keep whoever's listening entertained without fucking up the whole session. It's no, it's definitely weird. Like, I like weed. I'll probably smoke some tonight. I'm trying to lean off in more of like a everyday use, I guess. Not trying to smoke all the damn time. Excuse me. But yeah, weed is fun. It's just, it's not meant for everyone. And I think you definitely get way too lazy. I'm talking about weed while I'm drinking beer. I like to drink beer casually, you know. Shout out to Narragansett, sponsor me. Yeah, it's kind of tough with weed though, you know, like trying to actually like maintain a good, like, I'm not super baked, but I'm sober enough to get shit done. I think weed is just one of those things where it's like it's hard to really maintain that level because it's either you're too fucked up or you're sober. Yeah, weed's a tough one. I don't agree with how like weed is on like you can't get a job if you smoke weed. Like, I think that's kind of ridiculous. And I'm not saying smoke weed on the job, but I'm saying smoking weed in your free time. Like, weed is such, I'm not trying to say it's a harmless drug because it could really fuck up your life if you get too lazy with it. But it's just like, it's like alcohol in a way. Like, you drink too much, you get too fucked up. You smoke too much, you're too high. I just don't get why, like, a lot, especially these like unions, these labor unions, they're like anti-weed. It's just crazy to me. Like, there is beneficial purposes, arthritis, muscle pain, fucking back pain, some mental health stuff if you do it properly. I'm not too sure. Probably in the next few episodes, I'm going to have on someone who can really talk about weed more into details. I know a buddy of mine who's a manager at a shop. I know two buddies of mine. I could probably bring both of them on at some point, different episodes. But they could really talk more about the benefits and maybe the disbenefits, not trying to say it's super bad, but it's just, you know, like with everything, it's in moderation. Yeah, I'll definitely have them on soon. I might do one more solo cast just so I really have that rhythm going on, and then I'll probably have some of my buddies come on soon. This is just more of me making sure I understand how to use the equipment and everything properly. Wow, I'm 42 minutes in. I'm like running out of stuff to talk about here. That's not good. Let's go back to Neuromancer. Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077, it's based off this novel called Neuromancer. Now, Neuromancer was written in the 1980s, believe it or not. Yeah, and they actually talk a lot about AI and how artificial intelligence will eventually become like a mainstream sort of thing. To summarize it without spoiling it, the whole book is really about this one guy who gets roped into this job because he needs to do it, and turns out the job has something to do with AI, but it really talks a lot about like the future with like how implants are a thing. And it's kind of crazy to see how like we're slowly coming out with more technology that really affects our everyday lives. I was this morning, actually, I was sitting alone eating breakfast because I'm a fucking loser. I was at this diner. I was getting my oil changed. And I heard this guy talk about how I guess he dropped his Apple Watch, and I guess the Apple Watch thought he like fell. So I guess EMS came with like a stretcher and everything to pick him up. But to me, it's like crazy how we have this technology that you wear, and if it senses something wrong, it can actually go out of its own way and tell someone that you need help. And it's just kind of crazy to me how this cyberpunk novel written in the 80s really describes a lot about how, like, you got to plug into the computer, into the mainframe, and you can really activate everything through all the stuff, the technology inside of you and stuff. I mean, even today, like, I saw this pair of glasses online. They're like $500, smart glasses though, and they can translate any language. And you can basically, like, when someone's talking to you in some gibbly goop type of language, you know, I'm not trying to insult anyone here, but some gibbly goop you don't understand, you can literally like use the glasses and they can translate for you on what they say. And to me, it's super cool. In fact, in Cyberpunk 2077, I sound like a nerd right now. In Cyberpunk, though, there's a side mission where you talk to a guy who uses these smart glasses with like code going down them. And it's just kind of crazy how we're already at that stage right now. It's 2025, and we're at the stage where we're not fully at human. We're kind of at human implants, but not on a mainstream level yet. But we're at a point where like our technology can already improve our own lives in certain ways. Now, at the same time, there's also an issue about security and trying to really, like, if you wear these products, though, like the Aura Ring, you guys hear about Palantir buying out Aura Ring. Now all the shit goes to Palantir. Crazy. No, it is. It is crazy. It's, I mean, if you don't know what Palantir is basically a large surveillance company that does a lot of uses AI to help track and monitor certain stuff. So, for example, like McDonald's needs 100 cups, and it uses every time someone orders a drink. The AI could like pick up, okay, so 5 cups were used to, this is an example, 5 cups were sold today, so we need to reorder 5 cups now for the company. It's definitely crazy to see how like it can be used as a surveillance thing. Like you know, you got the Aura rings, so now Palantir has this information. I don't know what they're gonna use it for. In Cyberpunk and Neuromancer, they really talk about a lot about these big companies with the tech, like the Kuroshi optics, you know what I mean? Like you get these eye implants that help you see like farther out, you know what I mean? Like, or like you're able to like quick hack by looking at stuff. Yeah, I mean, maybe in like 20 years, if implants become a thing, I could actually dim these lights without having to touch a switch. I could dim them just by looking at them or using glasses to dim them. I mean, it's already possible using your cellular phone, you know, like using a cell phone. Like I was recently at a job for a lady, and she asked me to install a smart switch, and now she can literally activate her lights in her house on her phone. You know how close we are to. Soon enough, it'll be glasses. Soon enough, it'll be implants. A couple of months ago, probably like 2 months ago, excuse me, 2 months ago, I was doing this job, and I was talking to this guy. He's probably like 60, 70, 60 years old, 50, 60s, older. And he's like just a general contractor, basically just a carpenter. Turns out this guy knows how to code on his computer. He understands it all. He's in it. The thing is, this guy, I talked to him. I'm like, so what do you like to code? He's like, well, sometimes I like to make my own calendar apps. I go, what? Yeah, he's like, yeah, well, I don't like the base calendars that come on the phones or the computers, so I like to make my own to make it more this and that. I'm thinking to myself, dude, there's like a gazillion calendar apps out there already you can install. Like what? Obviously he does it for the love of the game, for like he likes to do it for himself and be creative. Like the way I created my own podcast studio here. You know, I instead of just, you know, doing some boring schmoring studio, I did my own thing, wired my own lights, did everything myself by scratch because I love the game, you know, but this guy was able to figure out how to code his own website because app because he knows how to do it. And I was talking to him about like all this stuff. He was telling me he thinks what's going to happen in the future is it's basically what they want to do is they want to make it to one big hub where you put on the goggles or you plug in and this hub appears. And everything you need on this hub is just right there. Internet Explorer, games, apps, communications, banking, whatever you want. I mean, in a sense, it's already there. I mean, you look at your smartphone, right? Like all your apps, all your shit, it's on the home screen. You slide, it's right there. On your computer, you know, you need to click Internet Explorer, it's right there. I think it's going to be more of like a visual thing, though, where it's like in 20 plus years, maybe sooner, who knows, you're going to be able to put on the goggles, or maybe you're going to be plugging in if the Kuroshi optics come out by that time. Probably not, but still, you're going to be able to plug in, goggles on, and your hub is right there, and you're able to see, you know, this is what it's going to be. They want to simplify everything, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I don't think that's a great thing, because stuff shouldn't be too easily like that, I think. I'm not saying everything should be complicated for people, but when you have it just be one big glob, it's kind of bland. It's not really creative. I don't know. Maybe it's just the creative aspect that the guy liked about creating his own apps. He not only does he love the game, but he loves the creative aspect. But, excuse me, sorry, I just had a side thought. But still, it's like, I don't know, the Kuroshi optics, everything else. It's kind of weird when you talk about the future like that, trying to predict it. I think my best bet with predicting the future and technology like that is looking at these old cyberpunk novels and looking at what we have now and seeing where we're headed, right? So we have AI taking over jobs. Technology is slowly getting better and better and better. In some ways, it's getting faster. I think the better it gets, the faster it's gonna be, right? I mean, literally look at Sora 2. Like you know how amazing those videos are? If I figure out how to edit in, I'll put in some Sora 2 clips, by the way, probably earlier on in the episode. But I like how amazing the videos are already, like how crazy it is. It's only going to get better, and it's only going to be faster. Think about like how the internet is, right? Like when it first started 20, 30 years ago, like you had the basic analog style. I mean, at first it was literally just like green code letters on a black screen. Then it became the homepage with the apps, kind of like the hub. Now it's like you could literally put on VR goggles, go out for a walk, gamble. You could literally gamble while you're on a walk. Yeah, I think we're headed to a world like that. That's how I can tell that's how I try and tell the future, though. I look at technology, I look at what's going on in the world, and I try and figure out where we're headed. I think those cyberpunk novels definitely have a little bit of a thought to them. Not the new ones. I'm not really a big fan of the new cyberpunk shit. Maybe when this video drops, you guys could put me on to some cyberpunk stuff. If anyone's listening, you guys could put me on to some of this stuff. But I definitely want to check out some more cyberpunk stuff. Like I've read Neuromancer, I've read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Now that's a good one. You want to talk cyberpunk, dude. That one's from the 60s, believe it or not. That one already talks a lot about like this. They have this machine called the empath machine, where you walk over this box, you put your hands on the handle, and you're all of a sudden connected to all these other people, and you feel these feelings that they're feeling. And you think about a lot about like seeing like rage bait or FAFO videos about how like people are doing something stupid and some guy's like, hey, don't do that. And they call him out and a fight ensues, and it gets you emotionally wrapped up into it. It gets your feelings hooked onto it. You look at the comments, everyone's like, fuck that guy, fuck this, fuck that. But it's like, you know, when you get bamboozled by all these feelings from a 10-second video, isn't that the empath machine? You know? So I don't know. I don't think we're gonna head towards like a Brave New World. By the way, not Brave New World. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Do Androids Dream was the novel that Blade Runner was based off of. 2077, not 2077, but Blade Runner, the original, and then Blade Runner 2077. The original Blade Runner was based off of Do Androids Dream. 2077 is its own separate thing. But that's also a good movie, though. It's a good follow-up. It's an interesting plot to check out. We're at 53. Let's get to an hour, and then we'll end there. So I'm a little bit bland right now. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a long week. I had a dog sit last weekend for my dad. Got a little greyhound. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys saw the video of Hassan Piker electrocuting his fucking dog with a shock collar for him moving, bro. Like, dude, if you're going to get a dog, don't get a dog that's going to be hyperactive that wants to move around. If you want a dog that's going to sit there and just chill, get yourself a greyhound. All I'm saying is you got to walk him like twice a day, maybe bring him to the park swinging his laps around. After that, dude, the dog literally chills. The dog stands by you all the time. Like if you're a professional streamer, bro, get a greyhound. Greyhounds are literally it, bro. If you work from home, if you want a big dog that's quiet, if you want a dog that's just going to chill after you take its walks and go on a run, bro, the greyhound is it. I'm telling you. It's definitely it. If Hassan had a greyhound, the shock collar wouldn't be needed. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It's not good to abuse your dogs, though, like that. It's not good to fucking stay put, shock. You know, it's not right. It's not right whatsoever, but I don't know. What is right? What's wrong? Shocking your dog ain't right, but yeah. Greyhounds are the shit. That's why I wasn't able to actually do an episode last week, because I was like worried, because I don't know, my dad loves the dog. I love the dog too. I love that greyhound a lot, so I want to make sure he's comfortable. I was with him all weekend, just chilling, trying to be cool about it. Yeah, it's been a long week. Stuck at the jobs, doing them, surviving. Need a new car. That was funny. I was getting my oil changed today, and my mechanic walks in after he's done doing the oil. He literally says to me, "Sam, you need a new car." I'm like, I know. Thankfully, though, those compact SUVs are pretty good, bro. Little small compact SUV. Those are good because they can hold your tools in the back, and it's still a little bit spacious. It's I'm probably gonna get like some type of compact, maybe. I don't know. Post in the comments what you guys want me to get for the next car, except for a clown car, you know. All right, are we at an hour? We're at 55, guys. We're gonna power through this last 5 minutes. What else do I want to talk about? Kind of ran through everything that I really want to talk about. I guess this is like an AI-based episode, really. Talking about AI, mostly. Yeah, the Sora 2 stuff is crazy. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know. In this lifetime, I hope I'm around for the implants. The implants would be cool. I wouldn't get one. Maybe I would get one. I don't know. Maybe I would go cyberpunk on them. But the implants and shit, like from the actual video game, is really cool. Even Neuromancer. Like in Neuromancer, they talk about this implants. Like, see, in the video game in Cyberpunk, they have these giant mantis blades, but sorry about the ear rape from hitting my mic. But in Neuromancer, instead of like one big blade, they have like the fingers can turn into blades, kind of like claw blades, you know, like scratch, like cats. Yeah, it's interesting how a book in the 1980s is kind of predicting what's going to happen now with implants and stuff and cybernetic enhancements. It's definitely interesting. I mean, we already have there's paraplegic guys who can now play video games because they got the implant that allows them to control the PC and everything. There's that one article about that one guy who stayed up all night playing Civilization, that strategy game, using his implant. It's definitely something, you know? Oh. Narragansett, sponsor me, please. Please. I need you. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's just kind of a weird day for me. Kind of a weird era. We'll do one more solo cast, and we'll start having guests on. We're going to talk more about the working in blue collar, working sales, working this, working that. I really want besides talking about stuff that I'm into, I do want to talk to you guys a lot about you don't have to go that mainstream path, like I said at the start of this episode. Life isn't one path. Life is multiple paths. You can spread onto multiple things, different fields. My grandfather on my mom's side, God bless his soul, he was used to be a big cokehead back in the day, and he ended up getting his license for doing some type of real estate thing, not actual real estate, but titles and paperwork. Runs his own business, doing pretty good for himself when the market's well, and that was his path. You know, he said he's either gonna become a painter or he's gonna do that, and he ended up doing that instead, and definitely paid out for him in the long run because he's able to still work today. I mean, I don't know if he wants to retire or not. That's the weird thing. You know, when you're working all your life, do you really want to retire, or do you want to just keep working? Because what else are you going to do with your time? But that's the thing, though, is he was able to kind of go this other path besides going to school. He went to this other path of just starting his own business and doing his own thing and becoming successful about it. And it's really interesting to see how I feel like that idea of not going to college or getting a crazy degree in something, going into debt, means that you're going to become a failure. That's not true whatsoever. You could literally start up your own business if you, obviously there's going to be some type of schooling, some type of education, something you got to learn, like a skill or something, but it's definitely interesting on how you were able to do that. And you still are able to do that, you know? It's just a matter of about how you go about it. Yeah, I don't think any of my buddies have their own companies yet. I know one guy who has his own company. He's killing it right now, but he's in Canada. If you ever come down here, come on the podcast. Let's hang out sometime. Let's chat. I want to talk about business. It's really impressive from what you did and everything. I like that. Yeah. Alrighty. We're at 59:42. 59:42. I don't know. A very big AI based episode, talking a lot about the cybernetic stuff. I don't know. Who knows what the future is going to unfold, right? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? Sorry, I keep looking back at the camera. All right. That's it. That's the hour. Let's chill for another minute or two because I kind of fucked up at the start with everything. Yeah, I literally have these pictures held by wire. Gotta get creative sometimes, right? Gotta get creative. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. As always, from last episode, if you like the video, like the podcast, check it out. Check me out. I'm on Instagram, Sammy_the_Hutt. Yeah, that's really it, guys. All right. Hope everyone has a great night. Take care. Keep your head up. Life ain't over till it's over. Love you. Bye now.